so welcome to Foreigner in the Philippines. So, this is another question saying, Bet, what are the things that... Okay, so this is another question saying, what are the things that foreigner, don't like? Or what are the attitude of the Filipina that foreigners don't like? And my husband gonna answer that.
No, she's putting me on the spot because what I tell you, if it's a gloves off interview, that the biggest thing that I've found is that Filipinos have a very short attention span. So if your sentence goes on for anything like 30 seconds, they've already tuned out and they're just thinking about what they're going to say next. Very poor listening skills.
No, it's not really like that.
Yes, it is. Look, you were not listening then. Do you know what I was saying? Do you know what was I saying?
About a short span of time.
What?
Short span of time.
A short span of time. What about it?
That the Filipina doesn't, that I not good on listening. This is another thing, I agree with that because there's many instances, there are many times that Terrence talking, right? And I'm thinking something. So she said, "Did you understand?" I said, "Yeah, I understand." He said, "What? What is your opinion?" And I said, It's I agree with you. I agree whatever you think. Because I don't know what she's talking. Because I was there but I'm thinking something. So in other words,
you were not listening.
Because it's quite a long talk, right? And it's
what,
not
30 seconds? I agree,
not
30 seconds.
Not 30 seconds, So that's another thing that with Filipina and foreigner is about barrier communications, because there are things that we don't. There are some topics that I don't care. I don't give a damn on that. I don't understand on that. Why do I need to understand on that topic? Why do I need to care? Right? So that's another thing, right? So that's why my span of my attention, which is I know even though with other Filipino that I'm talking with, if I'm not into the topic, I will not listen. I'm there, but I will not listen, right? So it's a kind of short span of time. One.
Aren't you ashamed to admit that?
I'm not ashamed. There are times, there are some instances that happen, right? For example, we attend something and I didn't, there's somebody talking there and then I got something on my mind that I'm thinking, I'm thinking something, so I was not there.
We're really talking about a one-on-one situation, like you're one and I'm one.
I remember I remember there was one time that I told you, you know what, this is what she said, and then Terence said, so what did you say? I said, I forgot because I didn't continue the topic because I went to the other topic. I remember I told you that, so it's just and Terence said, your listening span is not, I said, no, I just sometimes there's something on my mind that I wanted to speak right away before I forgot it, right? But then, as what the question is, what are the things that foreigner don't like to the Filipina? And as what Terence saying is, foreigner loves to talk. Foreigners love to communicate to their Filipina, and that's what I'm trying. And the other thing is about, it's all the things, right? What are the other, aside from the span, the communication span? What are the other things?
Well, I think that there's another point which gives confusion to an expat, a foreigner, and that is that he thinks that he's being understood more than he is. Like, for instance, if I say a word to you, if I suddenly said to you, yes, well, since I came here, my vocabulary is not so good. It's getting smaller, and you would nod, and you would say yes, yes. And I'd say, do you understand what I said? And you say, yes, yes. I say, do you know what vocabulary means? Yes. And then I say, what does it mean? And you say, straight away, without taking a breath, you said, I don't know. So we go from thinking there's understanding to asking, is there understanding? To being assured that there's understanding, and then when we say, what does that word mean? You say, I don't know.
I think the other thing about that is I just wanted to finish the conversation. right?
You just wanted to stop me talking.
So I just agree. The other thing, as what Taryn's saying, is about the communication barrier. It's kind that the way you express is like it happened already, although it's not yet. Right? For example, the other day, Terrence said, let's gonna have a walk and let's see about where we're gonna put the gate. Right? So we already saying, I said to Terrence, oh, I just want to change that. I decided to change the window. And then Terrence said, how come you decide on that without telling me? I said, I'm telling you now. And then, it's a kind of argument that you told me that you already decided. I said, no, I'm not decided. I'm just telling you so that we can both decide. So it's just about that. It's a
See,
it's
but
a
the
communication barrier.
way that it came across, and this is really important, because it does lead, when you get the domino effect of another time and another time and another time, then you get to that point where you say, well, for heaven's sake, we agreed on that. And that's another thing that Filipinos do not make agreements in the same way that foreigners do. They just
we
don't.
did.
They don't. No,
we
they
did.
don't.
I think it's just kind that there are some instances that we didn't take it seriously in a small matter, because we said, oh, it's fine. We could change in somehow, for example, in that time we could accomplish that, but we just do the little, a little way, right? Which foreigner don't like, because you want specific. This is what I want. This is what I wanted to achieve. And then I said, we still can do that, but we just, they don't take it seriously. Live at the moment, right?
Don't take it seriously. So that in that particular instance there, we were talking about the colour of the anti-glare. You have you have dark windows, smoked glass on your car. You have darkened to reduce the privacy, to give privacy, and to reduce the amount of glare from the sun that can go through. And you can get gold, blue, green, black, and we went through a long thing with the man who is doing the windows, and I asked him, could you bring some samples along so that we can see? So he brought little squares of glass, and we looked at them all, and we decided, didn't we, that we would have gold.
Yeah.
Right. So.
But I every time I see it, because it's not finished, every time I said it's a little bit dead color. So I want to change it, I want to change it. And then Terrence argued on that and saying, it's already been there, it's already agreed, it's another expenses. And I said, I could talk to the man if we could just cut that one and return it to him, and then he can replace to us, and he still can use that to other houses, right?
Now,
that's the simple. That's very simple.
Yeah, you think of it as very simple. I think of it as some of the nightmare projects that I had in the UK, where people came in and they put a little piece of masking tape where they wanted to have an outlet, right? And they put it, and they wanted to have the outlet there. And we would make a hole for where the outlet was going to go. And the next day we would come in, and they'd moved the piece of masking tape, and they'd moved it over another 2 feet because they wanted it there. And that kind of thing is what I see when we've had a meeting with the guy, we've agreed what should be done. It's lovely. When we've agreed what should be done, we've agreed the price, we've agreed all of these things, and this is the colour, and then he goes away, and we come back, and a week later she decides that gold just isn't very nice. And she's already made a decision. So now this is where you would get the differences in opinion, because when you're here, you are the foreigner, and it's the foreigner that continually has to make these compromises because he's the foreigner. And the thing is, when a Filipina goes and lives in America, or goes and lives in, say, the UK or Australia, they are the foreigner. And so they then have to behave according to the ways of the UK culture or the American culture. But when you're here, like, I will always be the foreigner.
You know, my advice on that is, you know, leave it to your wife who will decide. And by that, life is peaceful. Have a great day and God bless. Bye-bye.